Long time ago, in a remote small village, surrounded by greenery and natural beauty, there lived a magical fairy. Her name was Aris. Aris's home was inside a giant oak tree in the middle of a dense forest, part of her magical world. She was extremely beautiful, her wings glittered in rainbow colors, and her eyes were the color of the deep blue sky. Aris was not just an ordinary fairy, she was the most powerful of all the fairies, whose job was to do good and help people. Aris's life was dedicated to helping others and bringing happiness into their lives. She could talk to trees, flowers, and animals. Whenever someone was in trouble, Aris would immediately appear to help him. People felt relaxed by his very presence, and all problems were solved by his magical powers. One special thing about Aris was that she used her magic only when someone was in dire need of it. She believed that every problem should be solved not by magic, but by people's own courage and efforts. Therefore, she would motivate people to face difficulties and give them a little push when needed, so that they could reach their goals. In the same village lived a little boy, Vishnu, and his younger sister, Amaya. His parents had passed away, and he lived with his grandmother. Vishnu was a very responsible and hardworking boy, while Amaya was a very sweet and playful child. But one day, there was a severe drought in the village. Due to lack of rain, all the crops in the village started drying up, and people started yearning for water. Vishnu and Amaya's grandmother also fell ill, and they no longer had any means of eating or drinking. Vishnu decided that he would somehow rescue his grandmother and sister from this crisis. He had heard that there was a magical spring in the middle of the forest, whose water could cure every disease and save him from any calamity. But the path to reach that waterfall was very difficult and full of dangers. Vishnu gathered his courage and set out towards the forest, taking Amaya with him. Both the brothers and sisters were passing through the dense forest, facing many dangerous animals and inaccessible roads. Vishnu encouraged his younger sister and kept her safe, and together they moved forward slowly. But as they went deeper into the forest, the path became more difficult. Amaya started getting tired and started feeling scared. He said to Vishnu, "Brother, will we ever be able to get out of this forest? Will we be able to save our grandmother?" Vishnu consoled his sister and said, "We should not lose courage, Amaya. We will definitely reach that magical waterfall and save Grandma." Meanwhile, Aris witnesses Vishnu and Amaya's troubles with her magical powers. She knew it was time she should help them. But she thought that first she would see how far Vishnu and Amaya could go with their courage and courage. When she saw that both the brothers and sisters were moving forward despite the difficulties, she was very impressed. Using his magical powers, he made the paths through the forest a little easier. Vishnu and Amaya suddenly realized that the path had become a little clearer and they were not facing any difficulty in moving forward. Suddenly, Aris appeared before them. Her iridescent wings were shining, and the entire forest was filled with light by her presence. As soon as Vishnu and Amaya saw Aris, they realized that she was the same magical fairy they had heard about in stories. "Both of you have impressed me with your courage and courage," Aris said, smiling. "Now I will help you." Aris waved her magic wand, and suddenly a path opened up in front of them that led directly to a magical waterfall. That waterfall was so beautiful that all the colors of the rainbow were shining in its water. Vishnu along with his younger sister filled water from the spring and thanked Ares. "This water will solve all your problems," said Aris. "But remember, the true power lies within you. Both of you have covered this path with your hard work and courage." Vishnu and Amaya happily returned to the village and cured their grandmother's illness with the spring water. Gradually, it started raining in the village too, crops became green, and the drought ended. Learning. Aris with her magic not only helps Vishnu and Amaya but also saves the entire village. But he also taught everyone that as long as we believe in ourselves and are ready to face difficulties, no obstacle can stop us. Vishnu and Amaya always kept Aris in their hearts and taught the villagers to never lose hope. Aris also continued to help others as always, in her magical world, in the heart of the forest, and thus her story was immortalized forever.